Have you ever thought about who truly shaped the dark legacy of Hogwarts? What if one of its founders was more than just a great wizard, but the mastermind behind a dangerous ideology? In today's video, you will find out how Salazar Slytherin's influence still echoes through the wizarding world. The world of Harry Potter has seen many dark wizards, but few stand as tall as Salazar Slytherin. A founder of Hogwarts, a visionary, and a man whose ideas refused to die, even centuries after his time. But what made him so legendary, and why do generations of dark wizards still follow his path? Salazar Slytherin lived around the 9th or 10th century. Little is known about his origins except for a single clue. He came from a swampy region, as mentioned in the Sorting Hat's song. Alongside three powerful wizards, he founded Hogwarts and became the head of Slytherin House, named in his honor. For years, he was the closest ally of Godric Gryffindor. But that friendship was doomed. Slytherin was obsessed with blood purity. He despised Muggle-born wizards and fought fiercely against their admission into Hogwarts. His beliefs clashed with the other founders. When no one supported him, he left the school, angry, betrayed, and unwilling to surrender his vision. But before leaving, he ensured his ideas would live on. Deep within Hogwarts, he built the Chamber of Secrets and placed a deadly creature inside, a basilisk, a serpent meant to purge the school of unworthy students. His plan failed in his lifetime, but his legacy of fear and elitism lived on. What happened to him after his departure remains a mystery. His direct bloodline vanished over time, but his descendants on the maternal side carried on his influence, some for good, others for evil. Salazar Slytherin was likely the most powerful wizard of his era, a master of the dark arts, a skilled legilimens capable of reading minds, and a Parselmouth who could command serpents. His gift for speaking Parseltongue was so rare that only his true heirs could open the Chamber of Secrets centuries later. His influence didn't end with his death. His descendants shaped the magical world in ways he could never have imagined. Among them were the Gaunts, an infamous pure-blood family that clung to his beliefs. But one name stands out: Tom Riddle, later known as Lord Voldemort. Voldemort was the last known heir of Slytherin. His mother, Merope Gaunt, married a Muggle, shattering the blood purity her family worshipped. This betrayal fueled Voldemort's hatred and drove his obsession with ridding the world of those he saw as unworthy. And so, with Voldemort's fall, the bloodline of Salazar Slytherin seemingly came to an end. Unless, of course, you believe the controversial events of the Cursed Child. Salazar Slytherin was more than just a founder of Hogwarts. He was a visionary, a revolutionary, and a man whose ideas refused to die. Even centuries after his death, his influence lingers, shaping the beliefs of witches and wizards, fueling conflicts, and leaving behind a legacy as dark as the chamber he built. Have you ever wondered what really happened after Salazar Slytherin left Hogwarts? What if his departure was just the beginning of a much larger plan, one that stretched through centuries? In today's video, you will find out how his ideas refused to die and continued to shape the wizarding world long after he was gone. The official story says that Slytherin left Hogwarts after a final argument with the other founders. But was it really that simple? Some believe he didn't just walk away. They say he left behind more than just the Chamber of Secrets. Hidden in the depths of the castle, some claim he built secret passages, enchanted objects, and even a network of safe havens for those who shared his beliefs. Could there be lost relics of Slytherin still waiting to be discovered? What is undeniable is that his legacy spread far beyond the walls of Hogwarts. His ideas didn't vanish with him. Over the centuries, they took root in the minds of those who saw themselves as his spiritual heirs. The pureblood families that followed his ideals became some of the most powerful in wizarding society. Names like the Gaunts, the Malfoys, and the Blacks carried his influence forward, ensuring that his vision of blood purity never disappeared. One of the most fascinating figures in this chain of influence was Herpo the Foul. A dark wizard of ancient times, he is said to have been the first to create a Horcrux. Some speculate that he was either a student of Slytherin or someone who studied his methods. If true, this would mean Slytherin's reach extended into one of the darkest corners of magic, the secret to immortality. Could it be that Slytherin himself attempted to defy death in a way similar to Voldemort? While there is no record of Slytherin creating a Horcrux, his knowledge of the dark arts was legendary. Some believe he may have experimented with spells and enchantments lost to time. What if he found a way to preserve his mind, his spirit, or his influence in a form beyond death? The Chamber of Secrets itself raises more questions than answers. How did he manage to hide such a massive structure without anyone knowing? Was the basilisk the only secret it contained? Some theorists believe that other rooms remain undiscovered, containing magical artifacts, forbidden spells, or even records of Slytherin's research. If one chamber could stay hidden for nearly 1,000 years, could others still remain untouched beneath the castle? Even after he was gone, his house remained loyal to his principles. Slytherin students continued to value ambition, cunning, and resourcefulness. While not all of them followed the path of the dark arts, many found themselves drawn to power and control. The influence of Slytherin's teachings shaped generations of witches and wizards who would rise to prominence in both the Ministry of Magic and underground magical societies. But the most dangerous continuation of his legacy came through his bloodline. The Gaunt family, direct descendants of Slytherin, guarded their heritage with an almost fanatical devotion. They lived in isolation, marrying only within their own bloodline to maintain their magical purity. This practice led to generations of instability, madness, and a decline in their magical abilities. One of the last members of this line was Marvolo Gaunt, the grandfather of Tom Riddle. Marvolo clung to his ancestors' relics as proof of his superiority, a ring said to belong to Slytherin and a locket bearing his mark. These objects were later transformed into Horcruxes by Voldemort, binding the past to the present in a terrifying way. Voldemort took Slytherin's obsession with blood purity and turned it into a mission of destruction. Unlike his ancestor, who simply wished to exclude Muggleborns from Hogwarts, Voldemort sought to eliminate them entirely. He used the Chamber of Secrets as a weapon, unleashing the basilisk to attack those he saw as unworthy. But he also went further, seeking to control not just Hogwarts, but the entire wizarding world. Despite his power, Voldemort's downfall was, in many ways, a failure of Slytherin's vision. For all his strength, he misunderstood something crucial. Slytherin valued ambition, but he also valued intelligence, strategy, and patience. Voldemort's impatience and arrogance led to his downfall. Had Slytherin been alive, would he have approved of Voldemort's methods? Some say no, that he was a man of logic, not reckless violence. Others argue that Voldemort was the perfect realization of his beliefs, taking them to their inevitable conclusion. But one thing is certain, Slytherin's name was forever tied to the darkest wizard of all time. His legacy isn't just in bloodlines and ideology, it's in the very structure of Hogwarts itself. The house he founded continues to produce some of the most influential witches and wizards in history. Some become heroes, others villains, but all of them carry a piece of his spirit. Even today, rumors persist. Some claim that lost writings of Slytherin exist, hidden away in ancient vaults or buried deep in Hogwarts. Could there be spells he created that no one has yet uncovered? Could there be magical objects infused with his power? What if Slytherin's greatest secret has yet to be revealed? The question remains, was he a visionary or a villain? Was he a man ahead of his time or a dangerous extremist? His actions left a mark on history that cannot be erased. Whether through blood,